in color on Mark Weber.
No,
eventually.
not tonight. Not tonight.
Do that. Do the trick with your hand again. Do the where you get up close to the camera and say it kind of resets there.
Yeah.
No, I'm fuzzy.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I really maybe it's just too much. Try turning off the ring light.
I think I'm just an unnatural hue. I may have to get used to that. Let's see. Here's the brand new ring light. Yeah, now it's gone. Since I turned off the other monitors, so
yeah.
I'd say we go live.
Oh, we're live.
We've been live for 42 seconds.
Oh, whatever.
I told you I was hitting the button.
We've been trying to get my lighting right for 45 minutes. This is as good as it gets. So deal.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's one of those nights. It's Tuesday. So. Nothing's working. Hopefully the buttons will work when I lead you to our kick-ass theme song / opening. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Come on,
buddy. I think you just stopped it.
We just ejected the intro. That's awesome.
Folks, I don't even know what to tell you at this point. It's just going to be one of those nights. But hey, thanks for joining us. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's 9:05. It's time for another edition of the What's on Joe Mind TeamStream. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. Hard to believe to this point. I know we're like 12 minutes into this disaster and not a single mention of the property yet. But hey, we'll get that fixed right away. First with me here in the top row, he is the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the honcho, Mark Weber.
Man, and I tell you, it feels like I used to work at Valaverse because unbeknownst to me, I had a doctor appointment. I had a, what would you call it? A dermatologist appointment and a dentist appointment 3 days in a row. And I got 2 soccer games this week. So, I mean, I'm coming in late 3 days in a row, and I'm leaving early Tuesday and Thursday. So, and we've got 8 billion pink Steel Brigade figures to ship out. So, that's going to be a late night tomorrow and Friday. So, if you're sending an email, hey, how come my order hasn't shipped yet? And you get a response from somebody that says, hey, I'm going to ship orders as soon as I'm done answering emails. That might be from me.
My kids got soccer.
Right? We got stuff to do.
All I'm saying, Mark, is you're living the dream because you figured out a way to get part-time hours and full-time pay.
Yeah. It took a while. I finally figured it out. And the highlight of today's soccer game was as my team was getting rolled pretty good in the second half, the goaltender for the other team yelled up at one of his teammates, hey, Bobby, they haven't even got a shot yet. And the response came from his left. And it was an adult voice with a lot of bass in it that went, hey. And kid turned, and I looked this sophomore dead in the eye and went, shut it. And he just kind of looked back at the field, and then I went over to his coach and said, hey, coach, can I have a second? And he came by. And I said, I appreciate what you've done to let the accelerator up a little bit, but your goalie is getting mouthy running down my team. So I just told him to shut it. But I think it would mean more to hear it from you. He said, I will take care of it. And to the kid's credit, about 10 minutes later, he crossed my gaze again and went, my bad. And after the game, after talking to his coach, He apologized. So there you go. The learning opportunity.
A lesson taught.
Lesson learned. Taught a kid something today. It's not even on my team.
In the middle of a 19-0 rout.
Pretty much. That's not so, Mike. That is not that far off. I'll be honest with you. If you're on FanDuel or DraftKings, take the over. Yeah.
Did DraftKings let you bet on high school soccer?
I'm just saying. The crown is
yes. It's DraftKings. The answer is yes.
The crown is yours because it definitely ain't mine.
In the bottom row, he's on fall break, so hide your hubcaps. It's rack time, Rob.
Hi, everybody.
Man, I had the under on Rob making it to fall break. So good for him.
Did I. This last week was a challenge.
Accepted and owned, apparently. Good for you.
Yeah.
Wrestling it down. I had to go into the office today, so I'm not pleased.
No.
Although we got to escape up to the North Hinterlands over the weekend. We got to see my dad for his birthday, so it's been a good weekend.
Did you also get to see a cat for his birthday?
Oh yes.
Well, I don't know if it was the cat's birthday, but we saw him for my dad's birthday.
No, see the cat for your dad's birthday.
I mean, that wasn't why we went to see the cat, but sure.
You went to see the cat?
Cool.
Meow. 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 Meow.
John, you're muted. You muted yourself, brother.
I didn't. It's just it's processing so slowly over here.
Oh man.
Like my mic was live for the first 10 seconds of that and still muted for the last 10 seconds.
Man, this is going to be the best show since Echo Show. Echo Show is phenomenal.
Oh my God.
All right, Derek Holloman. He needs to get put in the box.
What did you?
Oh,
boo!
I can't even get to the comments.
Wrong show for that, Derek Holloman. Let's go Royals. Royals fans aren't even watching that series because they don't have Frank White at second. Where's Frank White? Between that and designated racist Yuli Gurriel, plenty of reasons to root against Kansas City.
Jeff Butler asks, just got here. Can you start the show over? Wait, never mind. No. I am going to try and get through the rest of this show hitting as few buttons as possible. So bear with me if the live chat doesn't get a lot of representation, because even that took like 3 seconds to get on the screen.
Joke's on Jeff Butler. We already played the Open twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Not on purpose, but hey.
No.
So forgive me if it's less of you guys in live chat and more of us here on screen tonight. We're fighting through some mild technical difficulties.
Not helped at all by Colin invading right now and trying to tip over all my stuff. Hello.
Well,
Nah, that's fine. That's fine. He wants in. He saw that, he heard the cat video and
talk about
and now he's come to roost.
Yeah.
It's your boy, Weber. It's your boy.
Yeah, I know, but sometimes I wasn't ready for company. What's up, big boy?
He's lonely. He needs you, Weber. Oh man, you got a cat. You got a cat fork.
This is because he likes to bite people who are being nice to him. So
see, White Vegeta has a point that I've made several times, and I'll click on it if it gives me the opportunity. Oh my God, computer! There we go. You should have your own separate computer for the cat. You know, they
Not
make
bad.
little prop computers you can get for the cat just to keep them away from, because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to belong by imitating your behavior. So if you get the cat its own little computer, chances are cat will sit at its own little computer.
Not a bad call.
Cats are big on copied behavior. That's
Which is why he's starting his own lousy podcast this week.
Right.
Is that why Socks is fighting with the water heater?
Ooh.
No, that's why Socks drinks so much water, though, because Socks came up with a near diabetic dog who was drinking all the time. So now Socks drinks all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, what do you say? We challenge fate and hit a button and get in a community calendar. Pray for us. Okay, that wasn't as bad. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know why it's been so crummy the rest. Maybe it's because it's shorter. I don't know. It's just right there in the middle.
Maybe it just had to warm up like old Magnavox television.
Right there in the middle of everything. That's the boy right here. It's just right in the middle of
with his back to the audience like Miles Davis.
Right. Dean Martin would chastise him because you never turn your back to the audience with Dean.
Yeah.
Anyway. Get back to normal here. He's done hijacking our program. First up this week, this coming Saturday, October 12th at the Metro Convention Center in Hickory, North Carolina. Inside Pitch Promotions having another great toy show. It is $5 to get in. Kids 12 and under are free. They are open from 9 to 4. They've also got another show later in the month, November 2 and 3 at the Kerr Scott Building in Rolla. $5 for the single day, $8 for the full weekend, 9 to 4 Saturday, 10 to 4 Sunday. Free parking at all Inside Pitch shows. And this week, because Hickory, North Carolina is kind of right on the edge, according to Michael Gene Fleming, who's a regular at these shows, right on the edge of the damage caused by Hurricane Helene, or Helene, or I don't know how we're pronouncing that.
Helene.
But it's still pretty accessible from the eastern side, maybe not so much from the western side. They are donating 20% of all entrance fees collected at the door to Hurricane Helene relief. So good on the folks at Inside Pitch. If you donate any of the items listed on the right there, you are entered in a raffle to win $200. And that includes all the essentials you'd think would be on that list: water, batteries, flashlights, camping lanterns, toilet paper, baby formula, diapers, hand sanitizer, manual can openers. I would give $1 just to see the guy who brings an electric can opener
with a really long cord.
Right.
Yeah.
Cleaning wipes, trash bags, plates, and plastic cutlery. So all the basics in regards to non-perishables. If you're heading out to the Inside Pitch show in Hickory, be sure to bring some of these along. Maybe you go home with a little extra cash, but either way, you're showing up and you're going to do some good.
Man, I was really hoping that donations list was alphabetic and that Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue was on page 2, but
if only.
It is not.
It is not. There is no bonus for Slaughter's Marauders Barbecue.
Which means it's less helpful than an electric can opener. Okay.
Xamot CGC asked, do any of the What's on Joe Mind hosts own any dogs? We do not.
Yes.
Rob and I are petless. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Mark does have like a junior cat, which is legally a dog.
Let's see how this goes.
This isn't going to go well. I need to get this out of the There we go.
Emma and Colin, not the best of friends.
Not really, but really this is going okay.
Yeah.
I was expecting that to go a lot worse.
Emma just wants to play. Emma's a friend, but Colin's not into it. Once in a while, Emma will summon up the courage and just bum rush the cat and stand near him. And it's one of the best things ever because she won't back off, but she knows it's going to end badly. So she'll rush right up to him, and then she goes like this. And it's just this frozen standoff for like 10 seconds until we move one of them because neither will back away. But Colin doesn't usually swat her, but he has zero interest in a play date. So
right, it's not his bag.
No, and Emma's just desperate for somebody to play with her.
Unless Emma can figure out how to use the little fishy thing on the string,
right?
Colin is just not in.
Yeah, no,
he's not interested.
Mm-mm.
But yes, again, donations accepted at the Hickory Sports Card and Toy Show by Inside Pitch Promotions. Again, if you're getting out that way, be sure to bring some of those items listed and help do some good. That's it's been a lot of my work week is because I work in IT and we have a lot of networking things going on that are getting repaired in the South this week. So most of my time at work has been spent helping those folks with cleanup. And so you can only imagine having to live through it directly. Yorktown Joe says this pet segment brought to you by the G.I. Joe Animal Companions Union.
That's it.
Junkyard chairman. Next up. Hey, Florida Toy Shows and Expos have a show this weekend. South Florida Collector Fest happening Sunday, October 13. That is at the American Polish Club in Green Acres, Florida. I pause here to let Mark get his terrible Green Acres joke in.
No. Where I'm above that.
Very much not.
Just this week.
This week,
feel like I've evolved somewhat.
They also have a show November 2nd and 3rd, both Saturday and Sunday, out at the Florida State Fairgrounds. That's Florida Extravaganza.
Ooh.
And then the Sunday of Thanksgiving weekend, Space Coast Collector Fest at Cooko Convention Center in Cooko, Florida.
I would go to Space Ghost Collector Fest in a heartbeat.
That would be awesome.
Licensing.
Yeah, I mean, I think I have the one Space Ghost figure, so
nice.
That kind of makes me the king of Space Ghost Collector Fest. But anyways, I think the ex-wife kept the one that was on card, which makes me sad. Yeah, makes me sad. Anyways, all these shows, that's $10 for admission. Kids 12 and under are free. Ooh. And plentiful. 9 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon. Parking and details do vary depending on where the show is happening. So be sure to check out their Facebook event pages or head over to floridatoyshows.com. Wreckship85 does have a point. The extravaganza might not happen because of the hurricane barreling towards Tampa at the moment. Entirely possible. Entirely possible.
It's going to depend on what kind of damage it leaves in its wake, because it is in a couple weeks. But
right, in Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
That's several weeks. It's about a month away.
Also appearing at these shows, Tim Wallach, Floyd Humans, and ASU's Hubie Brooks. So that's good.
What?
Those are the expos that are going to be.
They are not the expos that are going to be at the show.
No, did they got bigger names?
No.
Oh, yeah. Andre Dawson?
No, they got like Mike Fitzgerald.
Oh,
yeah.
Mike Lansing as well. Although he's a notorious no-show, he big times. Yeah.
See, you went and named another good player. I gave you a crummy one, which is a better joke.
Yeah, it's probably true.
I didn't even bring out Razor Shines,
Oof.
who had his number retired here in Indianapolis this last month because he was a AAA legend.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, oh yeah. They won 10 titles in the 9 seasons he played in Indianapolis.
Damn.
At
Or
AAA.
one of the best names in baseball history, Tim Burke.
But Razor Shines does hold a major league record though in his brief time in the bigs with Montreal.
Okay.
And he is the pitcher. He is the non-pitcher with the most plate appearances without scoring a run.
Oof.
Yeah, kind of a bad one.
I would have gone with Vogelbach, but I guess he hit some homers. So
Yeah.
would it be something if I brought my 85 Snake Eyes and got Tim Burke to sign it? That'd be awesome. He'd possibly be like, what's that? I'm like, Snake Eyes and Tim Burke.
So anyways, no Montreal Expos at these Florida shows. Check out their Facebook event pages just in case they do have some guests. I don't believe that they bring guests to their shows. I think they're more about the dealers at these shows. So yeah, check it out, floridatoyshows.com as well. And you'll get all the dirt, all the skinny. You going to any of those, Mark? You gonna throw yourself in the path of a hurricane?
I think now is probably not the time to schedule my trip to Florida. So, I mean, we'll all move there soon enough, right? So, but
hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm more of a Southwest goer. I'd go where it was drier. I don't like all that humidity.
I survived 15 years in the Arizona heat. Believe you me, I'm not built for the sun, but I can't do humidity, right? Turn my hair into Oscar Gamble. We're not doing that.
That would be kind of cool, though. I mean, right? In fairness, Mark, you could use a little thickening up there. So maybe
I'm very honest with you. If I could grow it up and then push it forward,
you're good.
That might be next.
You're not going to go Oscar Gamble. You're going to go Larry Fine.
Right? I need a man bun in the front, like a cinnamon roll stapled to my head. We'll see.
The good ones have enough icing; they'll just stick there.
Yeah, you just go. You're good to go.
Coming up on the 20th. That is not this coming weekend, but the one following. If you're in around Detroit, they've got one of those Knights Hall comic and toy shows in Livonia, Michigan. Out at St. Mickey's KFC on Farmington Road. You know the place.
Mm-hmm.
St. Mickey's. Anyways, Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show.com has all your information. Kids 12 and under are plentiful and therefore free. $3 gets you in the door from 10 to 4. Great little shows, these Knights Hall shows. I recommend them heartily. I missed the one they had here in town this past weekend because I was off visiting Dad.
Look at that.
Oh, biz sighting.
And like that.
She's challenging Phil for 4th chair. She makes enough appearances.
Right? she could make it work.
I mean, Phil doesn't appear to be in the live chat at all tonight, so there tells you he's not committed.
He's in Disneyland. Gotta be.
Probably. But that's not an excuse.
Hmm.
We have these wonderful little pocket computers. He should still be in the live chat.
That's fair.
There's no excuse. There's excuses, but Phil doesn't have one.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he had a good one, we wouldn't take it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Let's to clarify. There are excuses. Just Phil doesn't have one.
Phil was a little inside baseball here. Phil was scheduled to be on the show tonight, but Aaron Rodgers got him fired. So, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, there you
go.
Just more reasons to like that guy, huh?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know what the Jets coach expected after throwing 3 picks in the first quarter on Sunday.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Clearly, he was the one to blame.
Gonna be in Pittsburgh in a couple weeks here to watch Jets Steelers live. So keep on sucking, Jets. I love it.
Oh.
I'm, as a Giants fan, I'm still glad we have Daniel Jones if the alternative was Aaron Rodgers.
That's a good point.
Just because of the extreme pain in the ass.
Yeah, at least Daniel Jones seems like a nice kid. It's not his fault he's terrible.
Yeah.
And last week he was pretty good.
Yeah.
Every so often he's not bad.
Yeah. It's just enough to keep that job. and to keep your favorite football team treading water.
Who else on that roster is going to take it from him?
Mm.
They're even worse.
Wait, what happened to the kid from last year?
Tommy Cutler?
The Jersey kid.
He's got chutzpah, but he's got no arm.
Isn't he gone?
No, he's
still
third
there.
string.
Oh, is he still there? Okay.
Yeah.
Third string. Yeah, he's around.
Okay. All right.
He's still around. We normally don't delve into football talk on the program. We're normally a baseball talk kind of show, but every so often.
Because football's been depressing the last few years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And our show has a history of freaking out when we talk about football. So.
Right. I just want to see if any of the old timers were going to go nuts.
Right. I don't know. I don't know. Two-time first-team All-Pro quarterback Steve Young, concerned that he was supposed to be the fourth guest. No, you're good, Steve. You're good.
Yeah.
You're good. Eric from Surveillance Port in the house. Good to see you all from Waterworld. Well, Eric, batten down the hatches, man.
Yeah.
Good luck to you. It's going to be a rough one this week.
That surveillance port hole until further notice, I think.
Right. I hope they got that water sealed. Is that a double siding?
Telling you, it happens so fast you can't even talk about it. No.
Was that the missus making a appearance?
No, believe you me. When Vera comes down, there are rules. But that was just Elizabeth. She must have forgot something.
Okay. I didn't see her come back down the stairs, so I just thought it might have been somebody else.
She's crazy elusive.
Truly. New slogan for the state tourism board. We're washing the stink out of Florida.
Hey, you know what? I can get behind that. That's not some bad marketing.
I mean, it's truly making lemonade. A little ways off. We figured we'd get it in here first. Our friends at Talking Joe wanted us to know that G.I. Joe artist Tom Riley will be doing a signing at Hub Comics. That's the store owned by our good friend Tim Finn. That is on Saturday, November 16th. He'll be there from noon to 4. You can see the address for Hub Comics there on the screen, or you can visit them at hubcomics.com for more details. But again, just in time for that first issue to hit the stands later this month. Go get it
later
signed.
next month.
I'm sorry, later next month. I'm thinking it's November already, because why not? It's already October. November is just not out of the realm of possibility. But head over to Hub Comics, get it signed. You gonna be there, Mark?
You know what? I could make it to Somerville. Never know.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at this cover that closely, but I now note that Stalker, Duke, and New Guy in Suit are all lefties.
I mean, there's about 18 variant covers for this first issue of G.I. Joe. So if you don't like this one, I'm sure there's another one that you will like.
Just checking out all them lefties. I have to watch that.
They say that they're special, Mark.
Yeah.
They say that they're special.
I like that Clutch doesn't even have a weapon. He's just like, yeah, I drive.
He's there for the car, man.
Yeah, I drive. Whatever.
But yeah, Tom Riley at Hub Comics, November 16th. Be there or be square. Be there and be square. We don't care. We're not here to judge.
Says here Rock and Roll was a lefty in his debut in Duke, which is interesting because he's right-handed on this cover.
Well, maybe his left arm is just tired and we're catching him in his moment of repose.
I suppose that's true. Maybe he's taking his first shot right-handed for his fallen brother Hank Gathers. That's probably it. Yeah, deep cut.
Craig Cohan says, "Pardon my shame for joining late, not sending you a clip for Toy Hio. happening on Saturday, October 12th. Yes, pardon you, Craig Gohan.
Man,
Normally I'm on top of Toy Ohio. It's been a rough couple of weeks for me doing my own research. There has not been a ton of time outside of work to do community calendar stuff. I can either do community calendar research or I can get ready for the show, which is why I need you guys to help out with community calendar. That's why it's community calendar. Anyways. Craig Cohan hangs his head in repentance. Yes. Yes. Anyways, that's it for community calendar.
just like
How about that? How about that?
How about that? I miss This Week in Baseball. I love that show growing up.
I mean, Mel Allen giving you all the highlights,
Right.
but you know, a week in any news cycle anymore might as well be a month, right?
Yeah, I get it. But
Like it's already Tuesday, and the stuff that happened in the NFL over the weekend seems like ancient history.
yeah, I
It
get
just
it.
keeps getting thrown in our face.
Time marches on, but you can't say This Week in Baseball or TWIB, but not hear Mel Allen and not hear the exit music, right?
Right.
Like, come on. So good. There's it actually has a name, but it's always going to be the TWIB music.
Right. I mean, they even give you the name during the closing credits there, but I can't remember what it is.
It's like Dopes to Infinity or something like that.
I believe it's one of the early classical works of the Insane Clown Posse.
Right? I thought it was Monster Magnet or whatever. Look, man, Insane Clown Posse could take a bump off a bus. So I gave them, I thought they were worthless until they took a beating in WCW. And
Right.
then-
Mike Awesome threw the skinny clown off the top of a school bus. He has my respect forever. Okay. Because Mike Awesome is not a small man.
No.
Was not a small man.
As I recall, Awesome bombed him on top of the bus, and then he was sliding off the edge, and he actually grabbed his foot and saved his life.
And I was just stunned that he took an awesome bomb on top of the school bus.
It was pretty awesome.
Then I just saw him slide off the side. So
Those guys came out the first time, and I was like, do you mean to tell me actual trained wrestlers are going to have to sell for these two jokes? And then they just took a beating like no other every week. And every time they took a beating, my respect for them grew exponentially. Like, outstanding.
They understood the business. They look, they got booked to get some wins, and they refused.
Yeah. What other celebrities, and whether or not you want to qualify them as musicians, they were definitely celebrities, come in and just go, yeah, just beat us to death.
Whip the crap out of us.
Okay. Loved it.
Community calendar is brought to you by Roma Collectibles, the toy store. Coming your way Wednesday through Sunday from 12 to 5 on Upper Valley Pike in Springfield, Ohio. They're closed Monday and Tuesday because that's what's on Joe Mind watching time.
Mm-hmm.
Be sure to visit them if you're in the area. Spend lots of money. Help our friend Aaron through his recent bout with cancer. He is still doing well and getting treatment and fighting this thing down. So even if you're not in the area, be sure to visit Roma Collectibles on Facebook just to say hey and offer your well wishes and messages of support. Just again, make no eye contact. They will still attack.
I made eye contact.
I recommend using some Eclipse glasses. That's
Yeah. That's a good plan.
Oh, wait.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Glasses.
Wait for your cue, Mark.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Okay, I'm ready.
All right. The cue's later. That's it for community calendar. The cue's later, Mark. you've got a show that you want on community calendar, that's the email address you want to send it all to. What's on joemind@gmail.com. Really, if you've got anything for our show to share, whether that's customs or you've got a letter for us to answer, or you've got just silly pictures in general, what's on joemind@gmail.com. We do reserve the right to edit or restrict material from appearing, but safe to say, if you send us something, we're probably going to get it on the air.
Mm-hmm.
Or a community show, damn it.
Yeah.
We've
been helping you out with your bingo cards today. We already got ICP, Bruiser Brody, Barry Horowitz, Razor
the George Michael
Shines,
Sports Machine,
the George Michael Sports Machine, Floyd Humans, ASU's Hubie Brooks.
Oh, Hubie Brooks. Good run producer for a left infielder there. Not bad.
Sun Devil, baby.
It's time for the news.
Oh,
these buttons. First news item.
Do.
These came up the night later in the evening after our last episode 2 weeks ago. But Brian Bloks on Instagram got these images of these Mega Bloks style Cobra Commander and Hiss Driver figures. So we've seen Duke and Ace in the past. Now we're seeing Cobra Commander and a Hiss Driver. I mean, clearly something's coming from Mega Bloks, if not late this year, then sometime next year, you'd think, wouldn't you?
You would think.
Wouldn't you?
I'm so torn on that Hiss Driver because they're accurate, but the legs make him look like Stiltman's little cousin, kind of. And being a junior varsity Stiltman isn't exactly a career aspiration, but that Cobra logo is cherry, right? It looks gorgeous, and it's hard to find a Hiss Driver with a logo that good.
Right.
So Slow Loot, he looks good. Cobra Commander, yeah, okay, fine, but
I like these. I like these guys better than the Joes. I think they have more beats to the originals, and that's what you're going for in something like this, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't mind that they're a little bit cartoony. They're Mega Bloks, right? But it hits back to one of my least favorite eras of G.I. Joe when they were making the top of the legs wider than the hips, right? It's just a terrible look. And so they lose me a little bit at that spot, even though I know these are cartoony and fully intended for kids. That's just such a wonky look. It bugs me.
Yeah, I mean, these are figures that are fully intended to be left in a vehicle too. So the fact they got movable legs at all, I think for me is a bonus.
Yeah, it's not bad. That was my old pet peeve before the brutal chest cut came along.
I mean, they look like they got knees and elbows, so I mean that puts them up.
Yeah.
Figure 6-pack midget Cobra Commander. I was once a kid.
Right. You know, these guys are going to give Lord Littlebrook and Little Beaver a run for their money.
That's right.
Until Bundy falls on all of them. Let's see. I was in the main event last year in a cage with the biggest star in the business. And a year later, I'm in a mixed tag with little people. And the only way out of this with any kind of juice at all is to drop an elbow on one of them.
WrestleMania 3 was a triumph for some and not so much for some others.
I was so proud of Bundy.
Or was that 4?
No, that was
what year did he fight Hogan? Didn't he fight Hogan in
3?
2?
No, in 2. 3
okay.
was Andre Hogan in the main event.
Okay, that's right.
And Bundy like third match in. And Bundy was like, you know what? I'm out of here.
He wasn't upset at the payday. That's all I'm saying.
And the big cat early lad said, Bundy, you big fat son of a
Oh. See, Wreck Ship 85, he's got the right idea. Can't wait to have Joe's fighting alongside Master Chief and Call of Duty figures against the Covenant and Cobra. There you go. See,
Not bad.
have some fun with your Mega Blocks. I
Dude.
wish they would give us some kind of an announcement or some pictures of what we're gonna, official shots of what we're gonna get. But
That's a good point, man. Those Joes on top of that Warthog, which is a fantastic vehicle, just in general from Halo. That's a good call.
But thanks to Brian_Bloks on Instagram. He is the hookup for all of these Mega Blocks photos.
That's not his real name.
I'm gonna guess it is not.
No, it's
I
probably
guess
like
Brian might be his real name, but I'm gonna guess Bloks.
I think it's probably like Bartholomew Bloks or something.
His last name.
There was already a Bartholomew Bloks in SAG, so he had to go with Brian.
That's it.
Oh my goodness. Jake Rose asked, would they at all be to scale with the average Transformer figure? Jake couldn't tell you. No idea. Haven't seen anything about.
Probably not.
No, even the biggest Transformers like Masterpiece would only scale to like a 1-inch Joe figure, maybe. Like those world's smallest Joes, those might be in scale with a gigantic Transformer. But
we need to see if we can get those to work with Diaclone.
Diaclone.
Next news item. Hey, Mark. This this is right up your alley, man. Why don't you give us the skinny on what's going on here?
Well, this is a really good example of email stuff to what's on Joe Mind at gmail.com. And lo and behold, it might end up on the podcast. So this has been my reality for the last week. At Valiverse, we debuted this pink Steel Brigade figure, exclusive to Valiverse.com. Proceeds are shared with I don't know if it's Gemma or Gemma. I got to look that up. But the Gloria Gemma Gemma Foundation. So it's for breast cancer awareness month. We ordered a lot of these, so we were able to make them available with no limit. Usually with an exclusive, we limit it on the front end to make sure everybody gets a crack at it. But we ordered deep on this. There were plenty, and a whole lot of them are gone already. So if you've ordered this and it hasn't been shipped yet, I am working hard when I'm not at the doctor, derma/orthodontist, or at the soccer field this week, working late to make sure all these orders get out by end of day Friday.
Or at the gleaming What's on Joe Mind compound.
Right? Like I'm a man for all seasons. Spread real thin, but oh so tasty. So anyway, look at this. Bam! Brian King knows what's up.
Brian King ordered 2 today, 2 more next month. Good job, Brian. Thank you so much.
Just like if there's 2 left next month.
Right. Taking a risk.
Without pulling the curtain too far back, we did order deep on this because we wanted it to be available at least for a little while. And because proceeds are being shared there, it's going to a good cause. So hop on down, check out your pink Steel Brigade, available now at Valiverse. And if you're wondering, is it possible? How can it possibly be that pink? It can totally be exactly.
It's absolutely that. I don't even have to put that in the big window. It's that pink.
Look at that. The ring cam lighting her up. But yeah, super. Even the file card's pink, right? Like,
is the ring cam making her as pink as the ring cam makes you?
I don't know.
That is not helping.
I'm going to make this my background from now on. It's going to be great.
That should be great.
Be behind me like this as I'm doing the show. And hey, not to call him out by name, because why would you? To the one guy who emailed us and went, maybe you should consider backing prostate cancer research next time, since most action figure collectors are guys, and they're essentially supporting your company. Maybe you shouldn't hate men. And I'm like, dude.
If I can offer a statement back at that fan,
yeah,
go fuck yourself, pal.
There you go.
Yeah.
I can't, not allowed to type that, but My salient point was, look, breast cancer is not just a female issue, right? Because every gal who has it, right, or every guy out there has a mom, and a whole lot of us have sisters and wives and daughters. So,
and about 10% of breast cancer victims are male.
There you go. So yeah, so
go fuck yourself, buddy.
To all the rest of you that got it, I appreciate it.
Speaking as someone who is not a paid representative of the Valaverse LLC or any of its subsidiaries, go fuck yourself, man.
There you go.
See, here we go. Firefly. I missed his click. Best friend from childhood is a male breast cancer survivor. There you go.
There you go. And being totally PC about it, I just said, look, most people support charities that have some personal resonance to them.
Yeah.
And this is what Bobby chose to put some funds toward. And not to toot not my own company's horn, but the company I work for is horn. I don't see anybody else doing a big donation charity figure this year out there. A lot of big boys out there.
Right.
So yeah, this isn't meant to be a statement. It's just meant to help.
Yeah.
So it's a cool thing. Support it if you can.
Well put. Next,
we'd like to thank Bret Hart for unknowingly giving us the approval, but it is pretty pink and black,
right? I mean, look, if you see pink and black, he's the guy, right?
Pretty much,
he's the model.
Yeah, he said reportedly, he said, I endorse this product, but I bet Bill Goldberg doesn't. That's what he said. Again, all hearsay.
We're going totally. It's third hand at best information. Third hand.
Not sure about this.
Out of a real old dirt sheet.
But if we called him Bill Goldberg, it probably was Bret.
Next news item.
Who's next?
I don't know why that got me, but that got me.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
If you had Bill Goldberg on your bingo sheet,
right?
And you apparently watched Bad Blood.
That's right.
Yeah. Or Santa's sleigh. Hey, we got some images here. This is a new exclusive figure from Super 7. This is a Storm Shadow repaint. You can see there, that is from the Ultimates line. It is a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive that is available now. It is in stock right this very second. So if you think this guy's pretty cool, it's there for you, $54.99, just like all the other Ultimates. Speaking as somebody who digs Storm Shadow version 2, this is not a good representation of Storm Shadow version 2, but it's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like it all the same.
I think they deserve a ton of credit for keeping the red, right, of the accessories, but not being slavish to it, because the swords and knife with red handles, perfect. But an actual
action shots back in there.
Yeah, but an actual blade, a steel colored blade, makes it so much better, because that was the worst part of what was a very good figure back in the day, right?
Right.
Was nothing wrong with red accents, but the accessories were so red that was it just a sword, or was it the backpack too?
The backpack was too. Yeah,
the backpack was bright red too. Yeah,
it was just
a big red pillow.
It was too much. Too much. So
this big bright red brick on his back.
When I first saw this, it was a thumbnail, and I thought it was an O-ring figure. And so when it was small, when the image was smaller and I thought it was O-ring, I'm like, I'm in. I clicked on it right away because it looked pretty good for a 3 3/4 O-ring. Right. And then when I got there, it's an Ultimates figure. I bought the bat originally because I wanted to have one just to see, and that bat came out before the Hasbro bat. And I also figured, look, if Hasbro comes out with a bat, which they probably will, This one will be an inch taller. He can be Super Bat. He can be the leader, right? He can be the Batman, literally. Ooh, there, Rob immediately interest peaked. So
Overkill
I'm not
prototype.
right. I'm not slamming on it. I'm just saying I don't collect exclusives or the
Ultimates.
ultimates. I don't collect it, so I don't need it. But if this was an O-ring guy, yeah, I'd be all over it.
And that bat did do some cool stuff, though. They got some neat little extras on that. I'll give them their credit, their props on that. But again, this isn't a great representation of version 2 Storm Shadow, but he is pretty cool. I like him. If I was in on the Ultimates as a whole, I wouldn't really think twice. I'd just jump in on this one too.
It just occurred to me that it looks like his outfit is playing Tetris badly, right? Like,
hey, just like in '88, it's no different.
Yeah, they're a little bigger, but okay.
But so again, you can head over to Big Bad Toy Store if this is something that interests you. It's there for you and waiting in stock, $54.99. Put it in your pile of loot. Get a bunch of stuff in it at the same time. Pay $4 in shipping. Do all that cool Big Bad Toy Store stuff. Go get it now. Sorry, I'm trying to get caught up on live chat. But next news item. Hey, while we're talking about Super 7, these guys are up for pre-order. These are from the 3 3/4 inch Reaction Plus O-ring line. It's the twins. You can see Tomax and Xamot there in their suits. They've got that cool effect, I guess, inside the briefcases where you can see their folded up costumes. They've got their cartoon accurate laser pistols. Neat stuff. And you can see them there in package, a nice homage to how they were released in 1988. These are on pre-order now. Also a Big Bad Toy Store exclusive. $39.99 is what these two guys will set you back. That's right in step with their other Reaction Plus offerings, which are typically around $20 a piece. So no group discount, but hey, what else can you ask for there? Bart, not a fan, doesn't like the heads. I think they're pretty comic, or rather pretty cartoon accurate. They don't look anything like the 85 figures, but I don't think they're supposed to. Those were Terry Dezard in the house tonight. Welcome, Terry. Loves the set.
Good to see Terry. We don't see Terry enough.
Not nearly enough.
I think he lurks, and that's fine too. But
we forgive you, Terry.
I mean, legit G.I. Joe royalty right there. Always good to see Terry.
Michael Gene Fleming makes the note. Best thing about these, they're at a store Mark can order from.
I ordered these right away. I think the figures look good. I like the folded up uniform, and I love the packaging. Just outstanding packaging work. Yeah.
Cheapest Big Spender says their hair is very 80s wavy. Well, I mean,
there you go.
That's what they're going for. So mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Yorktown Joe asks, how long do you have with Big Bad Toy Store to deal with a pile of loot? My other Reaction Plus figures are ready, but I think the twins are just on the horizon. I think you get 3 months.
It's at least 90 days.
Yeah, I think it is 90 days. I think once something hits your pile of loot, you got 90 days before they send it out automatically. So
I tend to get mine come quarterly, right? Because there's very rarely anything I need right now, right? I just don't want to miss on it. So
our guest,
unpaid plug, but
along with Toy Bounty Hunter, 90 days is the guess. Log into your account at Big Bad Toy Store and they'll tell you for certain.
Yeah, that's an unpaid plug, but Big Bad Toy Store has been my online toy store of choice for 20 years. Right?
They sponsored way back in the day.
They're rock solid.
They actually were one of our sponsors back at the, I guess, at the commercial peak of our show.
Right.
Speaking of commercial, Go ahead.
I was
Mark.
going to say, but those jabronis at Brian's Toys never bit.
I mean, speaking of commercial peak, you can always help us get back there by doing all the cool YouTube stuff. Go over to those buttons in the middle of the window there and click the thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you haven't already. About 30% of the folks who watch this video every week are not subscribed. That's just dumb. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
YouTube already knows you're here, and it's already going to suggest us to you for the rest of your natural born life. So you might as well just click the button and subscribe. And while you're down there, be sure to leave a big boy comment in addition to the live chat. Live chats come and go, but big boy comments are forever unless I decide to delete them. And those are the ones that help us out, that spread the love of what's on Joe Mind to the masses. We do want to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. I know subscriber count isn't everything, but it would be a nice number to get to by the end of the year. It would mean we've had some decent growth on the year. Our goal of 2,000 is long since dead and buried, but maybe 1,500 is doable. We're very close now. So please do us a solid. Click some stuff. It's cheap. It's free. If you're catching us on the Facebook, do the cool Facebook thing and leave us a thumbs up or a heart or a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. Because again, interaction is what makes the algorithms go wild on YouTube, or rather on Facebook as well. So just really, I guess the moral of the story is click lots of things.
Yes.
Leave comments. Interact with us. Pretend like you're actually enjoying yourself and not just watching a TV show. Because Lord knows, if this is TV, you'd turn it off. Yeah. But it's a live stream, so you have the ability to engage with the folks on the screen. Do a little bit of that. It's pretty cool. Helps everybody.
And if you are enjoying yourself during the show, we're not judging.
No, absolutely not.
That's totally up to you.
I mean,
I was going to say one thing we have talked about as a marketing initiative is to yell, "Hey Alexa, follow what's on Joe Mind," real loud, and just to see what happens.
I was going to say, if you are enjoying yourself, I mean, we can't blame you. Look at this hair.
I mean, a little jealousy here, right?
Look at the ginger fineness of that middle window.
Right? Properly lit. And by properly lit, I mean, goddamn.
Party!
Whew. It's going to be a good show. If you pour it in a different cup, it could be anything, right? Yeah.
He's loose as a goose.
Mm-hmm.
And all those tips too, they're not just for the live viewers. They're for the if you're catching us on recording, and really the majority of the folks who watch us every week do catch us on recording. Same goes for you. You're not absolved from this just because you're not watching us live. You still have to do all the clicky YouTube interacty things. And be sure to share us in your Joe collecting circles, whether that's you're on Reddit pages or in your Facebook groups or what have you. Don't worry, don't feel bad about that. Just send us all over the place. It doesn't do anything if we do it. That's just another way for me to get buried by working on Facebook. No, but if you do it, it means a lot.
Yeah.
Go Road Pig John. He knows the score. He likes your show and already gave us a like. Yo, Joe,
there you go.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. And I know there's lots of you who do. Lord knows I'm seeing 6 from Facebook, and I can't see the counter for YouTube right now because that's not the page that I'm on. But cheapest big spender, making
Right?
a comparison. This show reminds me of the Saturday Night Live sketch. What's up with that? One of my top 5s, by the way, of recurring sketches. What's up with that? Absolutely. Rob's quietness reminds him of Lindsey Buckingham. Lindsay!
Oh, Lindsay.
I'll get you cookie cake.
Does that make me all-star point guard John Stockton?
And it also makes you Ernest Borgnine.
Ooh-wee.
Next news item.
Do 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 do.
I love how many tangents we went down with the Super 7 Crimson Guard commanders on the screen.
Yep.
Just like they had something to do with it all.
Yeah.
And if you had Lindsey Buckingham on your Yahoo card, oh
Here's your place, Mark. Here's your cue.
yeah.
Hey, if you've spent the last 6 Fridays checking out Target's Fall Geek Out, well, if you're a G.I. Joe fan, you got Bupkis.
Mm-hmm.
And
Imagine
what do you-
that. Target letting down G.I. Joe fans? What else is new?
So
Ain't
we
that
had
right,
to,
Colin? Yeah.
we had to give Mark the opportunity to get on and brag about it, even though he had nothing to do with it. But it's a chance for Mark to feel good publicly about his dyspeptic, disjointed relationship with the Target Corporation.
So,
Mhm.
Mark, we don't need to order you anything then, do we?
No.
Okay. Sure, you don't want
we have-
that X-Men 97 Wolverine?
No. Don't
Okay.
need it.
We have redubbed it the Target Fall Flameout.
So
Is it-
nothing G.I.
nothing.
Joe at all?
Absolutely nothing. Now, mind you, there was rumors that there was going to be something for Joe on the Target Fall Flameout. That there were some other channels went absolutely crazy trying to plug that, inside scoop. You didn't hear a peep from us, and I wonder why that's the case. I wonder
Interesting.
why that's the case.
Mhm. You can be first, or you can be accurate.
Right.
Or you can be first and accurate and spoil a whole damn year's worth of upcoming product.
What percentage of those did you get correct?
Between 98 and 100.
Mhm.
Depending on if you want to give us full credit for us reporting the Viper 3-pack as a 2-pack. That was the one slight error we made. Otherwise, we had the entire year 2022 knocked out.
Yeah, which allows other shows to set the bar of how accurate are we on a score of 0 to what's on Joe Mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. When we leak stuff, it happens.
Mhm.
Which is why we don't leak stuff very often, because we make absolutely sure that we're going to be right before we put stuff like that out there.
That's right.
But there's more than a half dozen channels off the top of my head that we're just going nuts on. What could it possibly be coming from Target's Fall Geek Out? Nothing. How about nothing coming from Fall Geek Out? How about that, folks?
I just saw a comment that just scrolled off the screen that I never thought I would see in my entire life. It just says, Mark is the dude in the tracksuit dancing.
Vance!
Which out of context makes no sense whatsoever.
Vance, Jason Sudeikis in an afro wig.
So good.
One of the great characters of What's Up with That.
Yeah. The linchpin, I would say.
Yeah,
Literally,
I mean,
that whole sketch was full of wind, but he was my favorite part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Although one time he came in as John Stockton in short shorts.
No, that wasn't him.
Hysterical. Wasn't him?
No.
But it was in his place as the dancing guy.
No, he was always Vance the dancing guy.
Right, but
I believe
was Vance next to him?
No, he was Vance. I don't know I don't remember what John Stockton was doing, but I believe John Stockton was Andy Samberg.
But he was dancing, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe Vance hurt his leg that day or something. They'd go to the bench.
No. It was there. Vance was always around, man. They never had one without Vance.
I may have to research this.
But it was such a tour de force for Kenan Thompson. I can't take that away from him.
When he first showed up for his first season on SNL, I went, Jesus, the Kenan and Kel guy. Like I just thought he had flop written all over him, and he has delivered.
22 seasons later.
Dude, just the other day I was thinking about his Weekend Update French Def Comedy Jam guy.
Oh yeah,
who goes Zoot the Lords.
Oh,
he's brilliant.
He truly is one of the great weird guys of that show's history.
Yep.
Oh, just I mean, a top fiver without question. 22 seasons. He's a top fiver.
He's incredible. He's as good as Target isn't.
Oh,
That's-
ooh,
That's high praise.
high praise indeed.
Yeah.
So, Mark, do you want to gloat some more, or are we moving on to the next news item? I'll give you the
I
choice.
mean, if I gloated every time I was proven right, we need 3 hours every week. Let's move on.
Don't we just take 3 hours every week anyway?
Yeah, so I'm
We're
right a
getting
lot.
there.
What are we gonna do?
Next news item.
Do.
Next news item. There we go.
Do.
Yeah, you didn't have to do that again. I needed to spit the words out correctly just for me, just to prove that I could.
Fair enough.
Hey, we got while we're looking at retailers with exclusive events, Walmart CollectorCon, that's happening October 17th and 18th. I went ahead and gave Boxy Optimus Prime the Walmart logo. That retro themed Optimus looks like he's pretty cool though. I've seen some pictures it's out on the shelves already. So I've seen pictures on Twitter. It's like the 84 Optimus, but it's got better articulation and it looks pretty neat. It looks like it's pretty cool.
But it still has, it looks like, what I think is the worst accessory of all time. Optimus Prime's blaster was a train wreck from jump.
The gun that doesn't fit with the handle.
The gun that doesn't fit in his hand. Yeah.
It has a pretty good looking handle that doesn't come anywhere close to working in either hand.
Yeah.
And then it has this nub you're meant to plug it into, but that won't sink into his actual fist because of the unusable handle further back.
Yeah.
Nobody caught this. And so this is a perfect example of, even on an homage toy, right? Fix that, right? Fix it.
Right.
Fix that. Fix it, okay?
And I don't know who that guy on the right is. I don't care.
It's Quicksilver.
Sure, whatever you say. But he's Mr. October 17th and 18th is what he is.
Yeah.
And then there's a Zap in there, which is not
Zap?
not
Not
G.I.
Zap,
Joe
no.
Zap, because that would be Bill.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Bill.
but
one of my
yeah,
one of my very few mint on card Joes, because I didn't collect like that. It just was the only one on eBay at the time. Is that Mexican Zap V2 Bill?
Bill.
I don't think I'll never open him.
No, why would you?
No, it's Bill.
It's Bill.
It's Bill.
Come on.
If you take him off the card, he's Zap.
Yeah. But for now,
There's lots of those.
dude,
But on
he's
the
not.
card,
He's not just Bill, dude. He's dollar bill, baby. Dollar bill.
Dollar Bill.
Dollar bill.
Michael Gene Fleming notes, G.I. Joe is in Walmart's big toy book this year. Just the Falcon and Quarrel 2-pack exclusive, but it's more than we've seen in the big toy book in years. That's very true. Very true. But we didn't put that in here because Lord knows we've all known about Falcon and Quarrel for how long now?
Yeah. I didn't even recognize it as Falcon with an actual human head on the bottom.
not the rotting bumpkin.
not the Frankenstein bread good head.
I was looking at it. It really reminds me of the old Batman TV show False Face, with the
So October 17th and 18th is not this coming Thursday and Friday, but the Thursday and Friday after that. So keep an eye out at walmart.com on those days. We'll find out if they're going to stiff us like Target did. Although I would have to give more points to Walmart anyway, because at least they would only do it for 2 days and not for 6 weeks. Right?
Still mad.
Next news item.
Target sucks. Oh, sorry.
Hey, if you're heading out to New York City Comic-Con, and why wouldn't you be? Skybound has released its schedule for that weekend. As you can see there on Friday, October 18th, there is a Funko Fusion X panel involving the folks of Skybound. But I think of more importance. I'll go so far as to use the term importance. An Energon Universe signing at Midtown Comics with Joshua Williamson, Tom Riley, and Jorge Corona. That is happening from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Again, that's at Midtown Comics out there in New York City, where they make your salsa.
Mm-hmm.
The small print there, Yo Joe, joined creators Joshua Williamson, writer of Duke and Cobra Commander and G.I. Joe, Tom Riley, artist on Duke and G.I. Joe, and Jorge Corona, artist for Transformers, for the second annual Energon Universe group signing at the famed Midtown Comics. Limited quantities of a Midtown Comics exclusive variant of G.I. Joe #1, New York City Comic-Con Ashcan, will be available for purchase for all attendees. So cool event there on Friday night if you're heading off campus. I got so excited about that when I spit on my screen. That's no good. That's gross. Greg Augustin notes that the Midtown G.I. Joe #1 Ashcan has the Extensive Enterprises logo. Yes, it does. I only saw that this afternoon, so it didn't get in the show.
Well, I'm glad there's something that Super 7 can make a figure out of now that'll actually be relevant.
Yeah.
Well, Yorktown Joe got some bad news here.
Right, Yorktown Joe said Walmart delayed his Night Force Falcon and Quarrel to 10/31/9085.
Whoa. Those O-rings.
7,000 years from now. My androids will pull me out of cryogenic storage to be disappointed by a figure swap.
or his head could be in a gefilte fish jar.
Right? Quarrel ruined that 2-pack. Quarrel ruined that 2-pack anyway.
Oh yeah. Worse than Glenda.
Oh, Yorktown Joe, that's quality. Well done, sir. And then follow it up on Saturday the 19th. We've got the Transformers and G.I. Joe. What's next for the Energon Universe? Screw You, Void Rivals. That is from 3 to 4 in the Javits Center Room 406.1. Okay, I guess that's what it is. I'll read the number like William Shatner again. 406.1.
There you go.
G.I. Joe and Void Rivals from Skybound have taken over the comic book world, and this is the only panel where you discover what's next. Superstars Robert Kirkman of Void Rivals, Jorge Corona of Transformers, Joshua Williamson of G.I. Joe, Tom Riley of G.I. Joe, and Sean Makowitz, SVP/publisher of Skybound, will reveal huge surprises that you can't afford to miss. So there you go. If you're in New York, plunk down the $400 or whatever and get into NYCC. Why not?
Ooh.
I don't know. I don't think it's quite that expensive because I know people who go, and they're not people who would spend $400 to go. So,
never been to New York Comic Con.
No, me either. Really, I've only been back to New York once since we left.
I've been to Midtown Comics. Very impressive.
Oh yeah, it's Midtown Comics. Greg Augustin says Jem joins the Energon universe. I would welcome Jem to the Energon universe. Why not? Why not? The Misfits are better. But
and they're going to get her.
And they are going to get her.
Yeah.
And I say more power to them because they're better. Their songs are better. That's fact. Okay. There's no argument on that. It's fact.
The low bar, though, I'm just going to say.
Says you, man. Misfits for rocking. But Saturday, October 19th, get them in there before the end of the day, and then go have a nice hamburger meal with potato garnish.
French fry potato garnish?
Absolutely. I mean, really, if you wanted mashed potato garnish, that's fine. It's a little out of sorts, but if that's your taste. You want a baked potato garnish? Okay, go for that too. That's fine. I'm not here to dictate the rules of your potato. I am here to tell you that if you're in New York, go to the Transformers and G.I. Joe panel at NYCC.
They have bagels.
Sean Russell asks, is Hasbro doing a Joe panel at New York Comic Con? I haven't heard about one, so I don't think so. We'd probably know about it by now. Next news item.
Boom.
Hey, while we're talking about Skybound, Racktime Rob, what is this all about?
It's the thrilling conclusion to Scarlet.
Yeah, he just killed her. I mean,
You get that knife sticking out.
Yeah.
Maybe he killed the Scarlet doppelganger that holds her crossbow with her left hand.
that's a good call. About time. That bitch has been ruining covers for years.
Every week I try to unwind Mark from that one, and today I just decided to rile him up.
Yep.
What we talked about me being right all the time and all.
Well, anyways, this one is rated F for finale. That is available tomorrow at your local comic shop.
Tamari.
The creative team remains the same: Kelly Thompson, Marco Ferrari, and Lee Loffridge on colors. So, Mark Weber, you got any thoughts on what we might see here?
I mean, not specifically, but I have really enjoyed the Scarlet series.
Yeah,
it's the take on her as just written slightly younger, right? Not quite as, I don't say grizzled, but experienced and kind of a young age at Scarlet's pretty cool. And I'm loving this cover. Because so often you get the half-face thing or the reflection in the blade thing, and this is just slightly different. And I love the kind of silhouetted Cobra logo in the back. Pretty slick. So I've been pretty much everything they've done, I've enjoyed at least. But I think Scarlet might be my favorite of the miniseries so far.
It has really been wall-to-wall, nonstop action. They set that one down, they spun the top, and it has not fallen over yet.
And I like the Jinx Scarlet dynamic as best friends who haven't seen each other in a while, but still, obviously care a lot about each other. It's something that was never true in any media or entertainment, I don't think.
Right.
I don't ever remember a tight Scarlet Jinx tie, and that they're starting with something that's brand new, at least to G.I. Joe storytelling, and making it compelling is a fantastic endorsement, right? Of doesn't have to be the same. It just has to be good.
Right. So
I'm subscribed to every single one of these Energon Universe books, but I think the Scarlet series has been my favorite so far.
Rack time, Rob.
Yes.
Got any thoughts as we wind up on the Scarlet series?
I'm wondering if this is where we get to see a peek of Snake Eyes myself, but
I have a feeling he's going to get the one panel Paul Aller reveal.
Yeah.
Maybe not even at the end of this book, but somewhere in the middle. But somewhere.
Meaning he takes the mask off and he's Paul Aller? That'd be awesome.
That would be great for Paul.
That would be interesting.
But
Paul's good people.
He truly, and I hear from his Facebook page he's been doing CrossFit, so maybe he is all ninja flipping.
Ooh, good for him.
Getting himself into shape, getting out in the world. But because I think it would be a shame to have this 5-issue story that has been entirely centered on Scarlet to just lead up to a Snake Eyes reveal and have that be the big climax at the big hook at the end. I think that would be a shame. But I think maybe a passing reference or a passing vision of Snake Eyes fits a little bit better somewhere in the middle of this book than at the end.
Yeah, I totally endorse that, because as much as I like the full-on, all tortured, whole thing backstory of Scarlet and Snake Eyes from Larry's continuity, Scarlet is a brilliant character and doesn't need to be tied to Snake Eyes at all to still be one of the 5 or 6 most compelling G.I. Joes. So, right. And I think that's part of why I've enjoyed this so much is it's nice to see Scarlet. I don't want to say freed or unshackled because that's way too strong a term for it, but it's nice to see Scarlet without being tied to Snake Eyes at all.
Right. Like,
And I don't mind if they put them together. I think most people would almost demand that, but it doesn't have to be quick. And yeah, dropping Snake Eyes in like is almost expected in a Scarlet book, right? Well, you
Right.
got to have Snake Eyes. You don't really. He'll be cool wherever he shows up. So,
right. And again, so I think there may be a passing vision of him, or he'll pop up somewhere, but it's not going to be this big thing at the end where it's like, oh, by the way, here's Snake Eyes. Join us for G.I. Joe #1. You know, I don't think that's going to be it. I don't think we see Snake Eyes in any real length for a while. Andrew Gaugan with a good question for the lightning round. Choose one character from the world of G.I. Joe to make a 5-issue limited series for that hasn't been done already, obviously. We'll start with you, Ragtime Rob.
I think we could do more with the backstory of Hawk.
Mark Weber.
I think I'm debating between two. If you're doing Lifeline as a pacifist, I think there's a whole lot in there that could be really interesting. Or Doc, right? I just think looking at it from the medic perspective, and they've never really dove deep into that. I think that could be really, really interesting. So 2 answers, but same kind of concept.
I'm going to go the other way. I'll take a Cobra just to mix things up. I would like to see them establish Major Blood with a good backstory, with a nice, because we've seen some interesting things done with Blood in the past, in non Larry Hama books, be it from IDW with in Max Brooks's books, that limited series, or Paul Allard had Major Blood as a major player in his way too short run. And that worked very well. So I would like to see Major Blood get set up as a big player here in Skybound, and I think he would have a knockout 5-issue series. I think
that's a good call, and done differently. I think Blood could have played the Zartan role in a lot of the G.I. Joe entertainment, right? Like that guy who's always a villain or almost always a villain, but beholden only to money.
Right.
And just an interesting villain.
Yeah, he was always billed as a mercenary, and then anytime you saw him turn up in classic media, he was just ride or die with Cobra all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. I think it would be nice to see him play that role. Because honestly, while Zartan being kind of an independent is nice, I think he almost works more with Cobra's, cavalcade of zanies a little bit better on a full-time basis than Major Blood does. Like I could see Major Blood working with the Joes because of his military background. Whereas, Zartan working alongside the Joes has always felt like a little bit more of a stretch.
Yeah. I'd love to see a bit where Cobra Commander, ring up the Major Blood hotline and be like, I need you to infiltrate the Arashikage headquarters. And he's like, what's it pay? And he's like, $3 million. And he's like, yeah, can't do it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I mean, just not even played for a laugh, just to be like, no, thank you. Like, I'm not flying to Japan for less than 10. Right. Like, because just the inherent risk, right? I don't need it. I don't need the work that bad. Right.
Can't spend it if I'm dead.
Yeah. Send Firefly to blow it up. He'll charge you less. Right. Like I would love a businessman Blood, totally without scruples, but businessman Blood would be very interesting.
Right. And while we're messing around in the Skybound world, next news item. We did pop this one up a couple weeks ago, but the Real American Hero Compendium is out there. It was originally billed for October 9th, but there's folks that have this in their grubby little paws already. It is there. It is rated HB for honkin' big. It is $64.99 or thereabouts, give or take. But we just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that in case you missed 2 weeks ago, you were lazy, you didn't watch, and then we didn't have a show last week. I don't know why we're coming back for you. You need to be watching every week. Damn it. We gave you 2 weeks to get caught up. 2 weeks to get caught up. But here we are helping you out again anyway, because that's just the guys we are. Mm. I know we're not going to get the entire discussion up on the screen, but I just want to give the Gunny his due. Dennis Fleming notes that jarheads do not argue; they state facts others do not agree with. So there we go.
Fair enough.
That kind of puts all of us in that category, even though none of us have that distinct honor. Mm-mm. So we're jarheads at heart. We'll go with that. We'll go with that.
I think we're just soldiers, which is a very different thing than Marines.
Yes. Jeebus Big Spender asks, so what is the muscle gain of lifting and reading this? It'll get you toned up pretty good.
It's a lighter work ethic Carson's book, but
it's a lone. Right. That's my lone complaint here, and I hate to complain about it, right? Because 50 classic issues for $65. That's fantastic. But when you see this thing, it's like when they bring out a burger, some ridiculous burger on a menu, right? There's like 8 patties high, and you're like, hey, cool. If only I was Mechanic, maybe I could do something with that, right? Come on.
They got to put a giant knife through it to hold it together.
Yeah, I mean, cool concept. Who doesn't want 4 pounds of meat in their hamburger? But I got to imagine this is a little bit hard to read, especially the first issues like this, and then the last one where you're peeling it back off the stack. Like
issue 50, you're like...
For the record, for his bachelor party, we took our younger brother Jim to a place that did serve his meat platter. It was on a sword. All the meat was stacked up on a sword. It was a lot of meat.
And how'd he do?
He finished it all.
Oh boy, got his name on a plaque.
I don't think so, because but it was a good 3.5 pounds of meat. Yeah, he put it down.
I'm just imagining the poop at the end of that, right? Talk about a bowl wrecker.
Yeah, no, that's too much.
No.
But it was fun to see. It was fun to see him served with meat on a sword.
Fair. Did he get to keep the sword?
No.
Aww.
It was kind of a little sword, right?
Yeah.
Like 3.5 pounds is a lot of meat, but it's not a big sword full of meat.
Right.
It's a little sword full of meat.
Yeah, it'd have to be sliced thin to get on the scimitar.
Terry Desard with the easy answer. That's why there's a PDF version. You throw it on a tablet. There you go.
Okay, yeah, and that makes sense. And then huge value. But for me, I don't swipe comics.
That way you can put the big book itself on the floor in front of the couch. You put a couple of planks of wood on top, and it's a coffee table.
It's not bad, yeah.
It's a coffee table book.
I can't swipe comics. It's a weird thing for me.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way too.
Yeah,
I have problems with it.
I can do that, like if it's something I'm going to read, like on a trip or something.
Oh yeah, you can't beat the portability of it.
Yeah,
you bet. And if it makes it, I'm not looking down my nose at it. Right, anything that makes comics more accessible to more people, because there are some people who just wouldn't be caught dead with an actual comic book in their hand, right? But
it's like I typically do it though on stuff that I've already read. I already probably have in physical form. Yeah. Very rarely, some things like I'll get just because when Comixology existed, they used to have periodic sales where like $50 books would suddenly be on sale for $3. You're like, oh hey, yeah, there you go.
I'm in. Yep.
Sorry, checking the phone real quick. I'm blowing up for some reason.
Ooh.
Blowed up. But and then finally some Skybound bits. Also tomorrow, Transformers 13 hits the shelves, and then next week we'll have more as Destro 5 and Void Rivals 13, and that's the issue with Pythona on the cover.
Oh boy,
in deep space.
Do they have variant covers that don't have Cobra Law inside?
No. You have to take the Cobra Law.
Bummer.
Look, man, you can the fact that you are rejecting it so resoundingly, despite the fact that it had a pretty good introduction in the Cobra Commander book, leads me to believe that maybe you didn't read the Cobra Commander book.
It's not true.
Well, I'm just saying. We have to at least give them the chance to fail.
Yeah. Hey, I hear Eric Watts is coming back on Raw next week. We should check it out.
I mean, I was watching Raw anyway, but it's not going to be because of Eric Watts.
I mean, I'm just saying we should give Eric Watts another chance. Maybe he won't suck this time.
No, he's gonna. I would be watching Raw. I would be watching for Eric Watts on Raw just to see like Bronson Reed destroy him or something.
Right. That's my point, though.
I'd be in and I'd be excited for it, but not for the reasons that the Watts family would hope.
I don't. But my point is, I don't have to be excited about the return of something I've always hated. Yeah. And there is a big chunk of the Joe universe that agrees with me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, they may agree with hating it, but they may also not agree that they're not looking forward to see what they can do.
I'm not wishing it poorly on any level. I don't wish anything G.I. Joe poorly. But going back to a well that is 50% poisoned is risky theory.
And again, I would say that they've already tested those waters with the Cobra Commander book, and it came out okay.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe 50% is overly pessimistic.
I've always thought that kind of like Beast Wars for Transformers. It's so polarizing with the Joe community, and the people who love it really love it. So I'm not selling it short. I'm not one of those Cobra Law sucks. Everybody knows it. But it is one of the less popular eras or versions of G.I. Joe.
Sometimes you just have to take those less popular ideas and maybe you've got a play on them that polishes them up and makes them good. I remember back when DC Comics was doing the lead up to Infinite Crisis, and they had 4 miniseries leading into the big event. And all of a sudden, the best books you were going to read that month were starring, D-list Batman villain Catman and Detective Chimp. And, I mean, things that you would be like, things that you had to flip through Who's Who and go, that one, But there they were, these 0 characters who were suddenly compelling because they found the good spin. So,
okay. Yeah, that's fair. I would also counter with, if given this might be an approval thing, but given that gigantic sandbox, I don't know, something totally new would be cool, right?
Yeah,
and that may be coming.
We hope so.
Right. Use nostalgia to get them in the door.
That's fair. That's fair. But they're going to get to the point, they may already be there, where the goodwill is there. So if you have something cool you want to do, then dive on in. Why not?
Next news item.
New. See what I did there?
Hey, starting today, it's another one of those wacky TeePublic sales of the What's on Joe Mind swag shop that is going on through the 13th. Enjoy 35% off on our tees. Enjoy deep discounts on everything site-wide. There's sweatshirts, mugs, magnets, stickers, ball caps, and, of course, link in the comments down below. So be sure to check that out. Get yourself outfitted for the fall convention season with What's on Joe Mind gear. As seen there in the photo, look at that fashionable gray hoodie with the What's on Joe Mind shield.
Everybody looks good in gray.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how good our logo looks in gray.
Right?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm. That's a good looking hoodie right there.
Caps, huh?
Mm-hmm.
We do. We got caps. We got magnets. We got mugs. We got stickers. You can get, if you really like one of the designs I got, you can get a print of it. You can just get something to put in a frame. You can just get a piece of paper.
Nice.
Yeah, I won't give that away. Figure 6-pack says my hair is turning gray, and you look good in it, man.
Mm-hmm.
So again, be sure to check that out. We got links down below in the comments. What's on Joe Mine Swag Shop?
Mm-hmm.
Next news item.
Dude.
As Torpedo Mike says, fashionable way to plug the damn show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's it. Look at that.
It's over.
Look at Chunky Tank Kitty.
He's so
there.
chunky.
He's brought to us by the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. Be sure to join them as they take you through the exciting world of making your own toys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how exciting it is, but they're good guys and they keep it interesting. You can find a link to their channel on our channel page. So be sure to follow over, give those guys a follow, give them a watch. They put out maybe one show a month, but give them a look. And that's the news. All right. Be right back with you after a quick word from our wonderful friends and sponsors at Cooko Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
There we go. All right. Again, the buttons are kind of working now.
You popped back quick this time.
All right. Good. That's
but you
good to
were
hear.
the last one to pop back.
Yeah. Again, my computer, StreamYard is getting to be real chunky, so it takes up a lot of memory. So yeah, it's getting to be difficult for me to be on the show and run the show at the same time.
Might be time to either hire that producer, intern,
Right.
or upgrade the Compy 386. One of the two.
Yeah, I mean, hire is such a dirty word because that would involve making money.
Intern, though.
Right, which you can help us do. If you go down below into the comments there, we've got another link to our coffee page. Remember, any recurring monthly donation does get your name in our closing credits. Anything $1 or above. We only get 46 cents if you pledge $1 a month. So remember, if the more you pledge, the more we actually get in our grubby little hands, and the more you're helping us out. But if you want to be that guy and just pledge $1 to get your name in the credits, well, we'll take that $1.
Perhaps we get an intern like Kramerica Industries.
Interns, unpaid internships. I think if I think to offer one of those would just be hypocrisy in its greatest form. Considering how much I hated the thought of unpaid internships when I was of the correct age to receive unpaid internships. No.
But at least we'd be putting them to work.
I
mean,
getting them off the street anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, always good, but I'm just saying. You're expecting. The whole problem with this brand is we can't get kids to care about it. You're expecting to find a kid who cares about it.
Yeah, who will work for it for no money.
Paid nothing.
Yeah.
So again, pledge our coffee account. Help us get an intern.
Firefly just got a pop for me on the Teen Girl Squad mention. Cheerleader, so and so. What's her face? The ugly one. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're lost, man.
Yeah,
Google it.
The 90s were a long time ago.
Google it.
We lose Rack Time Rob on those references.
No, he wasn't a Homestar guy.
He was not.
Oh, so good.
No, I was going through all the Cheat Commandos clips last week, but I made sure to wait until Rob had gone to bed, so I didn't want him asking me a whole bunch of questions or looking at me quizzically because he didn't find them funny.
Did you know Homestar Runner was named after Mark Lemke, Atlanta Braves second baseman?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't remember the specifics of that story, but I do remember that that's the story.
I think it was the guys who worked on it were baseball fans, and they had a roommate who wasn't. And a playoff game happened in the other room, and Lemke hit a home run, which is ridiculous in and of itself. And the only guy who saw it live was the guy who didn't know anything about sports. And he yelled at him and said, "Hey guys, I think one of your favorites just did like a Homestar Runner thing or something." And there we go. Before you know it, you got a guy answering emails in boxing gloves.
Oh my goodness. You know, we actually have the chance to get out of here on time.
Ooh,
which is weird. So why don't we roll ahead over to Rack Time, Rob? Let's get a quick what we got in.
Oh, all right. Well, I got a couple things in.
Let's just keep it quick. Just keep it rolling.
All right. We got, look, a Cobra Commander. Look, a Raptor.
Hey, he's gorgeous.
It looks nothing like Mark, particularly if you take off his helmet and you see that his hair is complete trailer park skeeve. But
look, if Mark ran around all day with a falcon hood on his head, it might look the same.
Yeah, you got to get a good look at this. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And last 2 trips to the comic book shop ago.
Oh, nice.
First printing.
There you go. Did that hurt? Did that hurt, or was it not bad?
It was like, I think 15.
All right.
Not bad at all.
Yeah, for a vintage issue in good shape. Attaboy.
It's reading quality, but it's good reading quality.
Yeah.
So you're going to read it anyway, right? So
right.
There you go.
It might be in better shape than if I had actually owned it back in the day. So, you know.
Right.
When you consider that thing's would be more than 40 years old now.
And just in case you don't know, if you don't have your G.I. Joe comic covers memorized, that was G.I. Joe number 2.
G.I. Joe number 2.
From the Marvel run there.
For a long time, that was more expensive than number 1 because it was a shorter print run.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which was kind of common for second issues.
Mm-hmm. Still is.
but that's why there's something like 6 print runs of issue 2 and not that many of issue 1.
Mm.
Yeah, because number 1 they cranked out like crazy.
Yeah. Had a TV commercial.
Yeah.
Sold like nuts.com is what it sold like.
Nuts.
Mark Weber, what'd you get?
Dude, I got two things. I mean, it's been a while, but right. one of them I paid through the nose for. I've been after this guy. For
it exists.
Months. So that's the Cooko Toys Storm Shadow.
Oh my God. Let me get you in the big window here, Mark.
Right? It's pretty good looking.
It's practically a grail. You've been after this for so long.
Yeah. I mean, there's some big ticket items that I'd like to have, but I'm not really pursuing. But I was actually after this guy. Partly because I like the Cooko Toys line. I have the Snake Eyes and I wanted to keep collecting it, but like lots of collectors, it's been kind of hard to find.
Right.
So this one was just a straight eBay thing. It cost, north of $100. But not only do I want it for the collection, but this is the first like kind of speculative purchase I've made in ages, because we saw the artwork for this Storm Shadow, right? With all that tattoo work on the sleeve over there on the left arm.
Uh-huh.
And they never really moved forward with it. Oh, now I'm all blurry.
Yeah, you're right in no man's land.
Right? Okay, there we go.
There you go.
So because I don't think this will get reused anytime, it might be the only actual Storm Shadow in this look ever. And the look is so rare that, look at this. You can see it on the front, but look at the back.
Not there.
Nope. Not the same. That's when he was saving up for the sleeve. Right. So good for him. But I was after this for a long time. Really happy to have it now. And I have some more on the way. So who knows? Maybe they're actually getting those figures made.
I think they are, because I've actually started to see like YouTube reviews of that stuff pop up.
Yeah,
So.
right.
Yeah,
So
they're starting to turn up. I know Cobra Commander's gotten out there. Beachhead is starting to turn up in people's grubby little mitts. So they are starting to produce the Haya Toys figures. We may have to start giving actual time to their announcements again.
And by and large, we have really liked what they've shown outside of
Yeah.
Tomax and Xamot. So I want them to come out. I want to support this line because they look pretty sharp. And then
Right.
the other thing, this was the most impulse buy I've had in probably the last 5 years. Saw this on Big Bad. No reason for me to be in this demographic other than my age. And I couldn't have hit purchase quicker. And that's because these guys just, as a kid, these guys cracked my shit up as a kid. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just put them into YouTube. It was just the most random Sesame Street bit ever. These guys doing the phone thing. Bang, bang. And when the phone rings, or in any of them, when something surprises them, they stick their bottom lip up above their head as a defense shield. It is hysterical. It's like, I think even as a kid, I knew it was just messed up. It was like Sesame Street on LSD. It was amazing, and I loved it. And the first time I saw these on Big Bad, I could not. It didn't even matter. I don't even know if I looked at what they cost. I'm just like, done. Send me the Yip Yip Martians. So those are my two favorite things that have.
I wonder if they'll get to whoever is making the. Is it Super 7 that's doing that Bert and Ernie that just look really, really good?
It's Ultimate. It's Sesame Street Ultimates.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have a Bert and an Ernie with all kinds of different facial expressions and
they're about
$20.
They're about $20 cheaper than the regular Ultimates.
Right. They're not nearly as big.
Yeah.
Because frankly, 7-inch scale Bert and Ernie would be.
But I mean, looking at the pictures,
ginormous.
they look just like the Muppets.
Yeah.
Torpedo 83 knows what I'm talking about. Cow.
Yep. Oh yeah.
Bang, bang. Oh, Firefly is asking why my Storm Shadow cost so much, because it was an eBay thing. Cool Toys Club, which is a good place to find these guys, doesn't have Storm Shadow. He's been sold out for a long time.
Andrew Gaugan says he thinks Bert and Ernie are NECA. Okay, that's possible.
Okay.
That certainly sounds good. Because NECA, they love the detail work.
Dude, everybody knows what I'm talking about. Jake Rose is saying clock, 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 clock. I think they had a radio at one point, and whenever they would tune it to an actual station, they would freak out.
Yeah.
But when they could find static, that was soothing to them. They're like, And then they go, today in the news. Nope. These guys are so good. Trust me. I don't think I'm selling it well enough, and I don't think it can be sold well enough. If you've never seen them, go to YouTube right after our show and look them up. It is comedy gold. And I bet the guy who pitched it in the pitch room, I bet it was like a 50-50 thing of it even getting made. I bet a bunch of people are like, yeah, I don't see it. And he's like, let's just do one. And then it was absolutely hysterical. And there's 3, 4, or 5 of them. And as a kid, you didn't have these on tape. This was in the 70s, right? They weren't on tape, and they didn't happen a lot. And so you would just randomly watch. And when these guys showed up, it was like an absolute party. I remember going nuts when these guys came on, and I'm like 4 or 5, but you wouldn't see them again. You couldn't tape it. It wasn't available anywhere else. And so, like, my big brother would get home from school, like, oh my God, the Martians were back. And they found a cow. He's like, that's great, Mark. That's great. But
okay.
So good.
In my mind, the 8-year-old version of your brother still has the pushroo mustache.
You know what? He probably should have had it. I think if he could have. That's actually the cry and shame of coaching a high school soccer team. is you get to see all the freshman boys experimenting with their first facial hair ever.
Oh,
Because it's like a new toy. Like I think every guy
Right.
does. He's like, hey, cool. Beard is an option now. It's not.
It's really
It
not.
isn't. It really isn't. But they're going to see how far this will go, right? Like, it's rarely good, but okay, I can't fault you.
Our grandfather bought us electric razors. Rob was probably 13 and I was 11. I was years from needing an electric razor. But he bought us an electric razor, and I remember going to him and saying, Grandpa, what's up with the electric razor? And he's like, believe me, those first couple of years when you need to shave, you're going to want to shave. It's not going to look good.
no.
Smart man.
As soon as it started becoming visible, I was like, Dad, where's that razor?
Yeah,
Right.
let's fish that out of the bottom of the old utility drawer in the bathroom. It's like,
Yeah.
Grandpa was right.
This
The man
looks
had
terrible.
it down. I still don't like. I had a run there when we didn't have a show. I didn't shave for about 2 weeks, and it just stops after about 5 days of growth. It just stops. It just looks like stubble. Anyways, what I got in was the whole point of the show we did 2 weeks ago, and otherwise I just got a bunch of stuff that the same stuff Rob got in. So let's roll into shout outs. Rack time, Rob.
Okay. Shout out to anyone in the path of the latest hurricane. Please be careful and follow all recommended safety guidelines. And thanks to the studio audience for tuning in today.
Honcho Mark Weber.
Okay, so if you're friends with her on Facebook, you've probably seen it, but Diana Davis's mom has had some health issues coming and going the last couple weeks. So we appreciate Diana sharing that and keeping us informed on that. And of course, we wish your mom nothing but the best. I had another one, but that one's far more important.
Right.
So,
she has reached out and said that that's why she hasn't been in the live chat a whole lot lately. So it's not anything you said. She's just busy.
Right.
We told you so.
We appreciate that. And I appreciate the studio audience because we know they're the best. But
Right.
today they had our back on both Strong Bad and the Yip Yip Martians. So it is always heartwarming when something kind of fringe that you love, and you find other people that thought it was awesome too. So
I mean, these are our people, Mark. If
Yeah,
nothing else, we knew that, right?
there's a lot of validation there. Yip 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 yip. Bang.
The 65 to 80 people that show up every damn week, that's our people.
Yeah, they know what's up. That's it.
I am going to reiterate both of Racktime Rob's shout outs. Again, if you're in the path of one of these storms, if you are trying to recover from the last round of hurricanes that drove their way inland, you have us. We do have a link. First thing in the box down below this week is a link to the American Red Cross, to where folks can donate to try and help you out. It's the least we can do. We are in Indiana and Rhode Island, as the case may be. We are nowhere near these storms, but we're if we got to help with money, we'll help with money. And so if you've got just some spare change laying around, I encourage you to hit up that link down below and donate to the American Red Cross to help these folks out. If you are in the path of one of what is it, Milton this week?
Yeah.
Make sure you stay safe. Leave town if they tell you to leave town. Get out of there and get to someplace safe.
Yeah, I saw basically the most disturbing message. Is somebody posted a tweet from the National Weather Service that basically just said weathermen are running out of adjectives to describe how powerful this storm is. So,
Jim Cantor did not come to your town. That tells you how strong that storm is.
Mm-hmm.
If he does come to your town, that's going to be a hell of a storm. If it's too big for Jim Cantor, find somewhere else to stay.
I think you
Please.
got to skip a storm that big. Shouldn't be named Milton, right? Because you hear it and you think Office Space right away, right? Like I'm allowed to listen to my
That
earphones
guy,
at an
he
appropriate level.
did burn down the entire Initech building. So.
Yeah,
I guess that's true.
Somebody took this storm's red stapler.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah. If you catch us on recording every week, we appreciate you too. You count just as much. Make sure that you are doing all that cool YouTube stuff, and leave all the comments down below in the comment section and drive our interaction. We appreciate you so much. If you're catching us on audio replay, hey, we dig you too. Be sure to leave a nice 5-star review for us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that's off of our home site at Podbean or Apple Podcasts or Spotify, just wherever. Just again, 5 stars, all the stars. We've earned them, right?
Yeah,
I like to think so. We're here just about every week, providing the masses, entertaining everyone for 2 to 3 hours, despite a complete lack of skill and ability to do so.
right.
Or news.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Plus,
Plus, what's on Joe Mind soothes the savage beast.
There you go.
Yes.
And of course, we do want to give a shout out to our wonderful friends over at Bandcamp. I gotta get my Bandcamp reader. It's like a newsletter.
Ooh. Like and subscribe.
Right? We're always excited to feature the really funny and perfect podcast for anyone who hates censorship. It's called Bandcamp. The hilarious duo of Jennifer and Dan are your hosts. Bandcamp is a comedy podcast where they read banned books and try to figure out why they were banned in the first place. If you think banned books will lead to a not so great future, then Bandcamp is for you. Whether you're like Jennifer and curious to read the book for the first time, or you're like Dan and you like your reading without all that pesky reading, you'll love Bandcamp. Look for Bandcamp, that's banned with 2 N's, on your favorite podcast player, and subscribe today. Let's all get banned together.
Yep.
No.
Give a shout out to our wonderful friends and sponsors at Cooko Toys, out to the mayor and the boss and the gang. Give a special shout out to our friends at Roma Collectibles. Again, we chronicled Aaron's fight with cancer earlier in the show. So please do what you can. Check that. I know they've got they got an eBay store, so maybe you can check them out on eBay as well. Just like Cooko Toys. So you can support What's on Joe Mind sponsors, even if you're nowhere close to Central Indiana or Western Ohio, through the magic of the internet.
You can go there and bid up all the beachhead figures.
Don't do that. Leave those alone. Those are for me.
They literally have Mike's name on them at this point.
Everybody's got a price.
I mean, I do bring them donuts, so they tend to hold them back for me when they come in.
Membership has its privileges, right?
I'm just saying, if you showed up and you brought Todd Jordan donuts, he'd probably do nice things for you too.
Fair.
That's all I'm saying.
Fair.
And of course, What's on Joe Mind is brought to us by listeners like you. So again, thanks for tuning in and sticking with us for these 13 and a half years. We couldn't do it without you. But that's all we got. And everybody says, yeah,
Nice and tidy.
We're gonna get out in less than two hours, kinda. But for my hosts, Racktime Rob Irizarry and the Honcho Mark Weber, I'm Mike Irizarry. Be sure to join us next week for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. Have a great rest of the week. And yo, Joe.
Yeah.